the ERP packages. So you can see a lot of solutions in the market. Okay, SAP is one of the solution. So we can see Oracle, PeopleSoft. Okay, so Jira and all. So they'll be having a lot of solutions. But why this SAP? Okay, so I'll show you the history of the SAP thing. So SAP has widely spread all over the world. Okay, and they are updating along with the business. Okay, so whatever the present business is there, if you see in the recent time, they are releasing every year. Okay, so every year they are releasing their new software. Okay, new development, and every 2 to 3 years, okay, there will be a huge development. The huge developments means there will be huge changes. Okay, so which the company have to adopt it. Okay, so because of that, the SAP has I can say it is in huge wide range in the market. Okay, so that is what it is. It is a one of the ERP. Okay, so ERP is why the ERP is required for the business. Okay, so first thing is it can be used for any business. Okay, it is not only narrow to the IT or any mechanical or any pharma or retail or anything. So each and every organization required the ERP package. Why? Because they want to improve their executions planning. Okay, so they want to improve their all the efficiency of whatever the work they are going. So instead of doing that manually means like word document, Excel. Okay, maintaining it in the registers or anything like that. So we'll be having the manual thing. Okay, so but once the business start growing, then you can't go ahead with the same thing. Why? Because you'll be having lot of work and manual things doesn't work. So that is where this ERP package comes into the picture here. So it makes the organization so like to go speed. Okay, so it speed up the work. So that is why the ERP is important for every organization. Okay, so this is the just an overview of the SAP. Okay, so as I told, SAP is also one of the ERP package which is very trending in the market. Okay, and here SAP stands for any system applications and product in data processing. Okay, and it was started in 1972. If you see back, then it is almost 51 years for today. And even after it is a 51 years, you can see that still it is sustaining, still it is trending. Why? Because that's what I was explaining in the previous slide. So they are doing the development with the present business scenarios. So whatever is there, okay, I can give one good example is GST. Okay, so GST before it was not there, we were having a VAT, correct? So something like VAT, service tax, and all. So all together, so GST came into the picture. Okay, so that time the SAP also introduced very next year only. So they also introduced the GST in the SAP. They developed that one, the other systems which should be included in our India country. Similarly, if you see, every country will be having their own rules and regulations, government regulations. Okay, so SAP has considered that one, and every country have their regulations, and SAP have adopted that. Okay, so it was initially started with the IBM persons, 5 employees. So they came out of the IBM, so IBM well-known company. So they came out of that and they started the solutions. Okay, in the 1972. Okay, so this is the just overview. And guys, if you have any questions, then you can interrupt me in the middle. Okay, so don't wait till the last. Okay, you can interrupt me and ask the questions in between. Okay. So now the next is what are the different models in the SAP? Okay, so just if you know that okay EWM which I'll be going to take it, but there are other different models also in the SAP because alone with the EWM we can't sustain. Okay, in the market, so there are different models also. So if you see here, there is a FICO, there is a financial and controlling, which deals with all the money that is paying to the vendor, receiving the money from the customer. So those all will be taken care. And next one is PP, that is a production planning. Okay, so this will all be taken care how to plan your production in your company. So those all will be taken care. Next one, material management. So it deals with the respect to the vendor. So how the vendors will be taking care and all. So how to purchase the product, right? You require for your organizations and all. So next one, similarly opposite, we have a SD, that is a sales and distribution. So which deals with the customer. Okay, so once we give our product to the customer, then we need the money, right? So that is where it is taken care with all the SD things. So MM and SD are just an opposite. Okay, so MM deals with the vendor and SD deals with the SD customer side. That's it. Okay. So next, moving ahead to the HR, so which is a well known. Okay, so that is how all your employees' salaries and everything is taken care, and all the big organizations are already moved into the SAP Success Factor. Success Factor is a HR, so where you can enter your timesheet. Okay, so based on your timesheet, all the payrolls will be decided, how many leaves, how many LOPs, So how many balance leaves are there, so all will be decided. And then so your payroll will be generated and the salary will be credited at the end of the month. Okay, so these are the just a different models. Still there are a lot many different models. QM is there. Okay, TM is there. Okay, so there are still lot many models are present in the SAP. So these are just a basics and well-known SAP models I have captured in this slide. Okay, so then we'll come to our EWM. Okay, so what is the EWM? EWM is a extended warehouse management. Okay, so it is a extended warehouse management. So what it exactly deals? Okay, you told that MM deals with the vendor, SD deals with the customer. So what about the EWM? Okay, so here the EWM is mainly came into the picture to maintain. Okay, to maintain our inventory. Okay, so we have a warehouse. So if you see warehouse, there are lot of warehouse. So very common in India are Flipkart and Amazon, which we will be ordering something and we'll be receiving the goods from them. Okay, big basket, Zepto, Blinkit. So nowadays many things are coming into the picture, right? So they all will be having the warehouse. So it's not like that. So you have ordered something, they will go to the shop, they will purchase for you, then they will send it. No, it's not like that. Okay, so they will be having in their warehouse. Okay, so they'll be having in their warehouse. So once they receive that order, okay, so then you once like for example, if you order something, so they will receive an order and they will be dispatching those product and fulfilling their customer order. Okay, so now in the EWM what exactly happens? Okay, so if any product is coming into my warehouse, so I need to store it, correct? So first I need to accept this product, then I need to store that product, then I need to send to the product. Of course, what will do storing? So you need to send that to customer, whoever is required, whoever placed the order, so we need to send it to the customer, correct? So this all process, this is just an overview. Okay, so this is just an overview. So this all will be taken care, so it is managed by the warehouse. Okay, so that is taken care in the EWM. Okay, so now the next question is why the SAP is required in the warehouse. So it is the same question as my first slide. So to increase the efficiency. Okay, so now for example, in daily, okay, in my real time, how I have seen that. So daily we'll be getting 100, 500 products in our warehouse. Okay, if it is a very big warehouse. Okay, so like Amazon and Flipkart. So if you have small warehouse, so the number may decrease and increase. So that is a secondary, but the process is same, right? So you'll be receiving a lot of products in your warehouses. Okay, so you need to manage those products. It's not just you'll be receiving it. Okay, you will keep somewhere in your warehouse, and when the order comes, you should not keep on searching that one. Okay, so those all should be automated. Okay, so once the production comes, so you should the system should tell to the person that you need to keep here. Okay, for example, the location A. Okay, you need to keep it in the location A. Or if you want the product to be somewhere else, so you need to the product to be in location C. Okay, so the system should generate. Okay, so the system should tell. How the system will tell? That is where we as a consultant will come into the picture. Okay, so we will gather all the customer, okay, or the business or the client requirement, and then we will do the configurations in the system. Okay, telling that you should behave like this. Okay, so when the product, like I'll take one example, like any jeans pant or shirt. Okay, so if any one of the product comes, that is a jeans. Okay, and I'll tell to the system, like in the back end, that whenever the jeans comes into my warehouse, so that should go to the location A. Okay, so I'll tell, do the configurations and tell to the system whenever, okay, it can come once in a day, twice in a month, okay, or every day 5 times. Whenever that product comes into my warehouse, so the system will tell that you should always go to the location A. Okay, so in the location A, again, we'll be having different bin instructions and all. So that will come in the real class. Okay, so in the demo, I don't want to club everything and make you confusion. So just an overview, I will tell to the system that whenever the jeans comes to my warehouse, okay, I will be moving it to the location A. So how I will tell, that is where the configurations from the backend will come into the picture. So we will be doing all these stuffs. Okay, and this is just an overview of the EWM. So if I want to move to the next slide, so it is telling what are the advantages. Okay, so what are the advantages of having the SAP EWM in your warehouse? Okay, so first thing is flexible. So how your business required. Okay, how your client required. So if the client tell that no, I have something called as ABC process. Yes, okay, we can do that development. We can do that customization in our SAP. Okay, actually, we have a wide range of solution standards. Okay, so as I told, SAP has already covered a lot of solutions here, but yes, some or the other things will be having in the business scenario. Correct. So that is where the things comes into the picture. We can do the configurations in the SAP according to the client requirement. We can't tell to the client or customer that no, I can't do that. Is not in my package. Okay, it is not the so. Okay, in the SAP, we can do the customizations and do whatever we want to do. That is where the SAP plays a very important role here. Okay, so that is what is a flexible here. Okay, then best in class. So of course, as I told, the servers are very good. Okay, so they will never be a down. Okay, no maintenance issues. Okay, so we have a SAP support also. Of course, we need it right whenever we have issues in our. So we will be required the SAP support. So everything is in, like best in class, which we can see it. Next one, it is a connected. Why it is connected? Okay, as I showed you in the second or third slide, so we have a different models, correct? It can be MM, SD, FICO, and everything, right? Even HR. So those all models should be connected, right? It's not that only EWM will be working alone. Okay, so usually I tell every time that SAP is not like a running race; it's like a relay. Okay, so you should give from one model to another model. So all the models will be connected here. Okay, it's not like standalone model. So EWM. So where I can go do anything and come. No, it should always be interlinked. Now, for example, okay, I told that you are procuring the material from the vendor, which is taken care by the SAP MM. So now, for example, if your business doesn't have the SAP for MM, they have SAP only for EWM. Okay, that is also possible, right? You can't tell to the client that, see, you have taken the SAP EWM, then you need to take SAP MM also and SD also to deal with the vendor and the customer respectively. No, we can't tell that. They may be using some other ERP solution as I told. So some legacy system, we'll take it as a legacy. So we can use it some legacy also. Yes, that is also possible. And SAP will also get connected to the non-SAP system. Okay. So it's not like that you have to take SAP system only, then only we can work from end to end. No, it is not the case. Okay. So for the non-SAP also, we can connect this SAP EWM. Means what I mean to say is MM and SD are some non-SAP system packages. Okay, and only EWM we have SAP. Yes, that is also possible. We can connect it. Okay, so we can connect it to any non-SAP system and we can run our business. That is where the flexibility of the SAP comes into the picture here. Okay, so integration, as I was explaining the different models only, so we need to integrate. Okay, so we need to integrate to the different models. We need to be dependent. Okay, in our EWM also we are dependent on MM, SD, and FICO. Okay, so even QM and PP also will be coming into the picture, but yes, that is a later stage. But in the basic, okay, so very basic, we require MM, SD, and FICO, and yes, I'll be teaching that also. So don't worry. So you may have the questions that okay, you're telling that we require MM, SD, and FICO. I don't have any knowledge on that one. Not at all the issue. So, but whatever is required. See, again, those are the different models. I can't go in deep here. There. Okay, so whatever with respect to EWM, I need to go to the deep and explain everything. But MM, SD, and FICO, so whatever is required for our class to be practiced, okay. So those all will be taken care with the different models, and I'll be teaching you those all models. So 5 to 10% I'll be teaching, not more than that. Okay. So this is the slide which explains us the so why the SAP is important and what are the advantages of that SAP EWM. Okay. So any questions? Rather than okay, okay, perfect. Then moving ahead, we will see what is the history of our EWM. Okay, so just EWM. As I told, SAP has already started from 1972. Okay, so but what is the EWM history? Is, which started in 1991. Okay, so with our R3 system, it was started in 1991, and then they started with the lean management WM in 1998. So they added some functionality in that and everything. Then in 2005, they started with supply chain EWM. It was not a pure EWM, so it was a supply chain EWM, SCM EWM it is called as. So this again, as I told, they started some functionality and all. But in 2014-15, they came up with a new model, okay, which they have segregated with the WM, okay, and they came up with a purely new model, Okay, so now WM is a different model, EWM is a different model for your information. So they came up with a different model, that is Extended Warehouse Management. So where they have integrated a lot many functionality, which I'll be showing in the subsequent slides. Okay, I'll be showing you that one. And in the 2019, they came up with the S4 HANA. Okay, so that is the embedded one. They came up with that one. So now you may have the question, so in which server we are practicing? Okay, right? So in which server we are practicing? So we are practicing in 2022, which is the latest. Okay, so if you go in the industry also, always will be using n-1 server. Okay, now for example, 2023 is going on. So always you will be using 2022. So how much I have the information? So 2023 are still not released. Okay, so 2022 is the latest one. In the industries also, we are using 2022 only. Okay, so it is always a best practice, we'll be using n-1 server only. Okay, so here in our class also we are using 2022 S4 HANA. Okay, it is not the ECC, it is not the EWM. So you may have some idea about the ECC and EWM, and have the question that whether we are practicing in ECC or embedded or anything like that. We are going ahead with the S4 HANA Embedded 2022 server, which is the latest in my market. Okay. Then how this EWM history is, I just wanted to tell, as I told in 2018-19, so they were started since 2006 only. There is a lean management EWM. Okay, so they just added in 2016 with EWM 5.0. So they started with upgrading EWM 7.0, 7.01, 0.02, 9, 9.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is all about the decentralized. Okay, so here we have two types, one is decentralized and one is embedded. Okay, so decentralized, they stopped it in 2018 9.5. Okay, so that is the latest in the market. So what is this decentralized and embedded? So you all were telling that S4 HANA, all of a sudden in this slide you are telling two words here. So one is decentralized and one is embedded. So what is this decentralized, what is this embedded, how these are good and bad? Okay, so let me explain this one. Decentralized, okay, are having a two servers. Okay, so if I want, let me just open this one. Okay, so in EWM we have a two servers. Okay, so one is ECC, okay, and one is EWM. Okay, so these two servers act differently. Okay, so as I told here, the ECC server may be SAP, it can be a non-SAP, okay, or any legacy system also. Okay, so that is also possible here, but usually they will use the SAP only, but as in many organizations who are using a non-SAP also. Okay, so here ECC is different server, EWM is different server, and you will be migrating all your whatever you will be doing it in ECC. Okay, uh, I think this is just a demo, and it will be too early for you to discuss many things here. So in very overview, if I want to tell whatever you will be creating in the ECC, so you need to migrate it to the EWM. Okay, so how it is taken care? It is taken care by the SIF. Okay, so SIF is nothing but it is called as a core interface. Okay, so it is called as a core interface. Clear? So here in the core interface, all the master data, so whatever you will be creating in the ECC, so that will be migrated to the EWM to the SIFing method through QRFCs. Okay, so don't worry, these are some technical words. If you are not getting captured here, so again I'm telling, so in the class I will be telling you in detail. Okay, so this picture again and again you will be seeing in the regular classes. So I'll be teaching you in details about all this QRFC, CFS and all. So just an overview I'm giving what is the difference between the decentralized and the embedded one. Okay. So in the decentralized, as I told, so we'll be having a two servers. So one is ECC and one is EWM, and whatever we'll be creating in our ECC, so that should be migrated or transferred to the EWM. Correct. So how we'll be doing to the SIFing method, okay, SIFing transitions, okay, and to the QRFC. So QRFC is remote function calling, okay, so which will be taken care now. So this is the decentralized. Okay, so let me go to the new one. So what about the embedded is embedded like in one server. So I'll be having both ECC and EWM. Okay. So whatever I'll be creating in the this one ECC. So this is also ECC only. Okay, and this is EWM. Okay. So whatever I'll be creating in ECC and EWM. So no need to migrate since it is in one server only. Okay, so since it is an only one server, then no need to go ahead and create the different materials and migrate it. So whatever will be creating in ECC, so automatically it is taken care in the EWM. So now your next question is, so whether we are practicing decentralized or embedded. Okay, so we are learning, okay, and you are even practicing the embedded because that is the latest in the market and it is the best practice in the market according to the SAP also. Okay, so this is the difference between the decentralized and the embedded. Okay. Then moving ahead, so what are the applications? So where all it can be used? Okay, so we can use it in automobile, as we know, like BMW, Audi, Benz, Mercedes Benz. So everyone using this SAP automobile. Chemical and oil gas. If you go to any Dubai, okay, so many people will be having this all. So they are also using the SAP. So even we have in the real time many Dubai clients and all. So they also using all the oil and gases and the consumer goods. So as we already told, like big baskets, okay, Zipto, Linkit, and examples. Okay, so those can also be using this. All the consumer retails, as you already know, Amazon and Flipkart is very good example. Okay, so they are also like we will be using this all the SAP applications. This is all EWM applications. Okay, where we can use it. Okay, so if you go to service parts, same like automobile or aerospace or anything like that, so they'll be having the service parts. Okay, so production will be different, like plant will be having a different one and their service parts will be having a different, correct? So if you purchase a new car and all, so you'll not go to the manufacturing and telling that I have some defect or to for service and anything, correct? What you will do, you will go and give it to the service center, right? Similarly for service center also they will be using the SCP and all, so they can also use it. Transportation logistic, yes, okay, so to transfer any goods and materials and all, so that time also you can use this all the EWM applications. Okay, so coming to the life science, like pharma industries, high tech, okay, and IT industries, to maintain all your production supply, your like all these things, serial number managements and all, so those all will be taken care. And life cycle best example is the pharma industries. Okay, so all the pharma industries are using already the SAP and many are there in the SAP clients also. Okay, so this is how where our EWM applications, okay, can be incorporated. Okay, okay, so hope there is no question for both of you. So then moving ahead, so just made this slide because as I told, many will be coming into the SAP background and many people will be joining from the WM. Okay, so who are from SAP background, they will be MMSD and all. So they will ask that is it required prior knowledge or prior WM knowledge and all. So just this two slides, next slide and this slide I have just updated. So what is the difference between WM and EWM? Okay, so the first thing GUI. Okay, so that is almost same, nothing changed in that. Okay, then warehouse number, it is a three characteristics. Okay, and there is a four characteristics. Now you may have a question, what is this characteristics and all? There is nothing but how many maximum characteristics or digits can be added. Okay, so this will be seeing in the regular classes while defining my warehouse and all. So I'll show you, and of course parallelly also I'll be telling what is the difference in that WM, means how it was there in the WM. Okay, what it is changed in the EWM. So those all also will be taken care in the class. Okay, so it's not just today I'll be showing this slide. Okay, from the class it is completely different, nothing like that. So whatever I'll be explaining in the demo class, of course in the regular class, one or the other way. Okay, so I'll be linking it. Clear? So I'll be linking those all the things here, and I'll show you what is the difference in the WM, how it was in the WM, what is there in the EWM, and all the things. Okay. So then if you see the storage section, so as I told, storage section, storage type, it will be too early to discuss now. Okay, but as an overview, I can tell that it was in mandatory in the WM. Okay, but in the EWM, it is not at all the mandatory. Okay, then storage types, again, there are different kinds of called as a HU and all, so which we need to go for the HU management. So HU is nothing but just a product and the packing material. Okay, so that is where it is called as a HUs. Okay, then storage bin, there was a 10 characteristics, 18 characteristics. Okay, so I'll go to the next slide. I don't want to make you bored. Okay, because these are all the high levels. Okay, so now the questions was like I have heard from many candidates, is the job like what is the job opportunity in the market in EWM? Okay, so I want to tell you that it is in high level, in high demand in the market. Why? Okay, the first question is why? Because WM support is going to close in 2025 as per the today's information. Okay, so it is there sometime first because they told before they told 2023 December, then they again extended to 2025. So now I have somewhere the information that they will be extending till 2027, but it is not an like correct information. It is just someone has told me. So as of now, 2025 will be the WM support. What that means every business or every client should migrate it to the EWM. Okay, so if they don't migrate, then of course from the SAP side they will not at all get any support. Okay, so they can go ahead. It's not like that they have to stop the WM, they have to come to the EWM. Okay, nothing like that. So but in the WM, okay, the support from the SAP will be stopped. Okay, so whatever the issues or anything like that, then the SAP will be not supporting them. Okay, so that is what it meaning is there. So everyone had to convert it into the EWM. So many rollouts are going in the market from the WM to the EWM. Okay, so because of that, so there is a lot of job opportunity, there is a lot of demand for the EWM. So if you compare any MM and SD, so I want to tell you that there is a lot of job opportunities for the EWM. It's very trending. If you go in the naukri.com and if you search, you'll get a lot of job things. Okay, so compared to MM, SD and other models, they are there. And I don't want to compare also because those plays a different role, EWM plays a different roles and all. So, but what I meant to say with respect to the job opportunity, if you go in Naukri, LinkedIn, or anything, and if you search for a SAP EWM, you'll get a lot of job openings. Okay, so again, it's up to you how you want to filter. Okay, so whether location, package, and all. So those are the secondary thing. But yes, job opportunities are there. Okay, so now. When the business or the client want to migrate it from the WM to EWM, you can't force them to pay extra. Correct? You can't force them to pay extra, give me money. See, these softwares are like close together. Okay, it's not like a 50,000 or 1 lakh or something like that. So I'll be getting the SAP software. No, it's not like that. So you have to invest here for close together to get the software done and all the implementations and everything. Correct. So of course the company will think. So every company, okay, so will be having some 10 to 12 percentage of allotment for this all the IT services. Okay, so like software development. Okay, so all the things. So if your revenue is like 1 crores and if you want to invest 1 crore, then it doesn't make any sense. Correct. So similarly, every organization basically they'll be having 10 to 12 percentage which they'll be sending spending to their IT softwares and everything. Yes, they have to maintain that also. Now when the business want to shift it from WM to the EWM, okay, so if you force the business or the client to tell that no, you have to go to the EWM, so advanced EWM, you have to pay extras and all. So many will not agree, right? I already paid you, okay, and I took the software. So again, you are telling that after some years, 5, 6 years, you came back and again you are telling that you need to pay for the license. Then no one will agree, right? So many people will come out of the SAP. Because of that, the SAP comes into the picture. There are two types of SAP. There is a basic SAP and the advanced SAP. Okay, for the basic SAP, okay, so there is no need. I think someone has came. Just a minute. Omkar, is it your friend Rathod? Okay. Hi Rathod. Good morning. Yeah, I hope you are not well, right? It's just now Omkar has told. Okay, no issues. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can message me. Okay, later once you get free. Okay, and this session is recording, so I was thinking to send you. Okay, so later I'll be sending you this also. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes. So actually, what I was going through is so just I went through history, what is the ERP packages and all. So I went through the SAP histories and even I was explaining what are the different models in the SAP. Okay, so how this all will be working, how we will be learning this all models. Not all the models, as I told, MMSD and FICO, and these three models will be learning, but only the basic things. Okay, so these are again the main models. So many people will be going ahead with this. So in our AWM, so just the basics like 5 to 10 percentage. So basics we'll be learning, and of course you guys also have to learn it because we require for our AWM. So I made one statement here that SAP is not like a running race; it's like a relay. Okay, so only one model. Okay, that is EWM or MM or SD or FICO, PP or HR. So only one model cannot run it. Okay, so always we should be dependent on the other models also. Okay, so we should always be dependent on other models. So that is where in our class also, as I told, some 5 to 10 percentage will be learning MM, SD, FICO, and everything here. So then I went to our model, that is the EWM. So I explained why the EWM is required. Okay, to manage, okay, to manage our product or warehouse efficiently. That is what it is required. So some products, XYZ products, I give an example of the jeans pant here. So once any jeans or shirt comes to my warehouse, so just think that I have a clothing industries or warehouse here, which I am maintaining that one. So whenever this product comes to my warehouse, so I need to store it, correct? I need to store it, and whenever the customer will order, okay, so whenever the customer will order, then I need to send back to the customer, right? At the correct time, okay, at the correct price and everything. So how this all is maintained? See, now I'm telling just I took the two products here, right? So one is jeans and one is shirt. I took two products, okay, and I'm explaining. So that might be looking for you very easy. Okay, what happens? Only one, like two products are there, which is coming into my warehouse, and I'll be moving it outside. Okay, that is fine. But what happens if you have a thousands or hundreds of products? Okay, so that time it will be very hectic to control your products, right? So that time it will be very hectic to control your products and all. So that is where the our SAP EWM comes into the picture. That is one of the ERP packages. So where we'll be maintaining all the products, movement of all the products, how it is coming inside, okay, how to maintain that one. Okay, so those all will be taken care. So that's it. So as I told, I'll be sending you the recorded session, so you'll be getting a clear picture. Okay, and just I explained the history here, and after the history I told which server we are practicing, okay, which we'll be learning. So here we'll be learning S4 HANA 2022 server, okay, which is the latest in the market, okay, so which is the last year 2023, still it is not released. And the best practice in the market is also always the N-1. So if you are going with 2023, then the N-1 will be 2022 server. And of course in our course also, that is in our training also, we'll be using S4 HANA 2022, which is a latest server in the market. Okay, then I just explain what's the decentralized and the embedded one. So these are the two different AWM. Okay, so which we'll be going. We will be going with our SAP embedded one. Okay, so which is the latest in the market. And decentralized, it was stopped in 2018. Okay, and EWM 9.5 is the latest. Okay, but yeah, many of the industries are still using that one. Okay, so but we will be going with our latest in the market, that is the embedded S4 HANA. Okay, so what is this embedded and all? So I will teach you again in the class. Don't worry about that one. Okay. So regarding the applications, so where all we can use it, this EWM, SAP EWM. So in the automobile, as I already told, BMW, Benz, and Mercedes Benz and all. So we are already using this SAP EWM. Okay. So if you go for oil and gas in the Dubai plants and all, so many people are using this SAP for their chemicals and oil and gases. And consumer goods, so any other consumer goods like big baskets or Gazette or Blinkit or anything, so which is trending in the Indian market. So those were the consumer goods will be using it. And retail, as I give an example of the Flipkart and Amazon, DHL couriers and all. So those will be comes under the retail. They also will be DHL using SAP. That's for sure. I'm sure. So they also will be using this retail. Okay. Then service parts means, now for example, I give an example of whenever the car comes to the service. Okay, so there also you'll be having the parts. Okay, you need to replace your parts, you need to repair your parts, correct? So those all will be there. So there also SAP will be using, of course. So we required for all the something called as the replacement is there. So where once the product goes on finishing it, okay, so once the product goes on finishing it, we need to fill this storage type with the product, correct? So that is where the SAP also comes into the picture. Okay, so then transportation logistic, okay, so we can merge with this with the EWM. Okay, so how the truck comes to my warehouse, we need to do the unloading from the truck. Okay, and whenever some customer orders something, then of course, like it's like a best example is this one, man. Swiggy or Zomato. Okay, so we'll open the app, correct? Then we'll order some food. Okay, that order will be sent to the restaurant, correct? So once the restaurant receives the order, he will send the order to the kitchen, that is for the chef. So then what they will do, they will prepare some food, right? So they will prepare some food, and then what they will do, they'll do the parcel and they will keep it near the counter, correct? Then the delivery boy comes and pick your package, okay, parcel, and then he will hand over to you. So that is where the logistic and transport comes into the picture. It's like a truck. So there you have a delivery boy, so here you have a truck, okay? So this trucks will be giving you the product to your warehouse, or they'll be picking the products to your warehouse. So go and fro will be going on. So which also will be learning, that is the ad management. So which also will be learning here. And life science, best example is the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so many pharmaceutical companies already using the SAP. Okay, so they require, because tablets and also to maintain that one, so there will be a huge chemicals which they will be using, drugs and all. So which they require for maintain all this one. So that is where the SAP EWM application comes into the picture. Okay. Yeah, so I was into this slide. So I was explaining that now the WM is going rolled out. Okay, so maximum 2025, 2027 will be the last support from the SAP. Okay, so this is the last support from the SAP. Then everyone need to, we can tell everyone have to migrate it or transfer it to EWM. And again, the SAP cannot force everyone to pay extra, because like 5 6 years everyone can't pay extra crores together to develop that. So because of that, SAP came with a two option here. Okay, so one is basic EWM. Okay, so one more is advanced EWM. So whoever is in the WM and they want to shift it to EWM, okay, so without any additional cost, they can go for the basic EWM. But if you see here, there is a limitation in the functionality. Okay, so only the above functionality will be coming with the basic EWM, and whatever is the cross mark is here, it will not come. Okay, so this will not come for the basic EWM. And if they want to update, okay, if they want to upgrade their software, okay, because of course many functionality also their organization will be growing and all. So if they want to upgrade their softwares and all, so they can choose for the advanced AWM. Of course, that is the extra pay. Okay, so with the extra cost they can go ahead and go for the advanced EWM, so they can available for all this functionality. Okay, so now your question might having, so then which we are learning in this course. So whether we are learning for the basic EWM or whether we are learning for the advanced EWM, we are going for the advanced EWM. Okay, so we are going for advanced EWM. Here you can see wave, yard management, labor management, kitting, value added. Okay, so warehouse building. So this all will be covering in this course. Okay, so this all will be covering in this course. So that is where we are learning advanced EWM in our training. Okay. So then moving ahead, so this is all about the integrity, which I just told in the previous two slides. So SAP EWM can be integrated with different models. So this is the ERP. ERP means ECC system. Okay, so this is the TM integration, so transportation management. Okay, this is the yard management. This is IoT, means it is a quality management, QM. Okay, so this is the MES, and this is the MFS, material flow systems, so automated robotics and all. If you have industries, so then this MFS will come into the picture. So like this SAP EWM can be integrated with different models also. Okay, so that is where it is a flexibility come into the picture. So in the second or third slide I showed, right, flexibility, connected, integrated and all. So that is where this all comes into the picture here. Okay, so this is just an warehouse structure. Okay, to be very basically, if I want to explain here, okay. So first the vendor. Okay, we need the product in our warehouse, right? Without the product in our warehouse, we can't send the to the customer. Okay, so when you don't have in your kitchen, then you can give it to others, right? Similarly, here also. So first we need to have a product in our warehouse. So what you will do, from the vendor, you will purchase. Okay, so from the vendor you will purchase. So how you will purchase from the vendor? That is where your MM consultant will come into the picture. So from the MM perspective, so they take care of all the vendor creation, material creation, PO creations, and all. PO is a purchase order. So they will be taking care. So once after all the PO is received by the vendor, then what he will do? He will send the product to my warehouse. Okay, so that is where he will send the product to my warehouse. So this is my warehouse. Okay, so once it comes, okay, we will be receiving that one. Okay, so we will be receiving that goods in my warehouse. Okay, so once after receiving, then of course we'll be doing the inspection, right? So what is the inspection? You check the product. Okay, how many quantities are there? You check the documentation. So correct PO is there or correct billing has happened or no. So you check all the documentations and the quantity or XYZ any parameters if you have it. So you will check that inspection. Once after this checking, then what you will do? You will keep that product in your warehouse. So I just give the example, right? Some jeans pant and location A, location B, and all. So similarly, whatever the configurations we will be maintaining. Okay. So in the same way, okay, the system will generate and tell to the person in the warehouse that you need to keep the product in so and so location. Okay. So once after this, okay, once we put the our product in our warehouse, then our stock will be updated, correct? So our stock will be updated. Then the second phase will come into the picture. That is the order. Okay, the customer will order that one. So once the customer will order, then what we need to do? We need to pick that product. Okay, so whatever the product he had ordered, so he'll be picking that product. Okay, so from where we had done the put away, from here there only he need to pick it. Correct. So he'll be picking those product, then he need to pack it. Correct. He can't just send the product to the customer. Okay. So if you order something like grocery items or come again with the same example that is a jeans pant. So whether they will directly come and give the jeans, no, right? Once the order from Myntra or Agio like that. So you'll be having a packing to that. Correct. So they'll be having multiple packing again. So one layer they'll be having some plastic like transparent plastic. So about that they'll be having their warehouse plastic like Myntra, Agio and all. So they'll be having the warehouse plastic. So that is where the packing into coming into the picture. So there's again the separate topic. Okay, like 2 hour session for this packing, which will be taking care. Okay. So after that, we can have the inspection. Okay, sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't have it. Again, purely depend on the organization. Okay, so we'll be having the inspection. Then after that, we'll be doing the shipping. Okay, see here, it is a loading. Okay, something is getting load here. Okay, so we'll be loading into the truck. Okay, and similarly, how I gave the example of the Zomato or Swiggy. So he will, the delivery boy will come and pick your product. So here, the truck will come and pick your product and give it to the customer. So this is the overall warehouse structure. So in this one by one, we'll be learning in our classes. Okay, so one by one, we'll be learning in all the classes. So again, as I told, it is the inbound process, outbound process, and storing of your material. This is the three overview in EWM which is taken care. So if you have the questions here, you may have only three, then why 50 hours? There is a lot of things inside this. Okay, in inbound process, there is a lot of things. In storage of process, internal process, it is called as we'll be doing multiple things. In outbound process, we'll be doing the multiple things. Okay, so that is where. So in the overview, these are the three processes which will be taken care. Okay. So these are just some of the process I have maintained here. Okay, so like inbound process, outbound process, I just explained the material will come inside, we need to store it. There is an inbound. If we get any order from the customer, so we'll be sending to them. So that is the outbound delivery. Correct. So similarly, we have some value-added service. So best example for the value-added service. So just one example, simple example I want to give it here is some product comes like iron products. Okay, so it will come to your warehouse, and if you just keep that product in our warehouse, they may be having a chances of getting rust. Correct. So what you will do, you will apply some anti-resistant oil for that. Okay, so adding or applying those oil on your product is nothing but the value added service. Okay, so it is a value added service in our EWM. So of course this costing is taken care during the outbound process. So while doing the costing no, to the customer, so this value added service also will be taken care. But yes, we have a lot of configurations for this VSS. Okay, and then we'll be running the test case according to that one. Okay, so these are just an overview here. Okay, so yeah, so this is what I was explaining, the decentralized and the our embedded one. Okay, so this is the ECC. Okay, and this is the EWM. Okay, these are the two different server. So whatever we'll be creating in the ECC, like master data, for example, customer, vendor, product. Okay, so whatever we'll be creating in the ECC, that should be migrated to the EWM through the CIF field. Okay, see here, CIF, CIF. So CIF is full form is core interface. Okay, so this is the core interface to the IDOC. Okay, so that will be migrated to the decentralized. So here we have a two different server. But what is the one of the advantage of the decentralized is, since we are using a two different server, okay, if one of the server becomes low, okay, or down, but still in one of the server you can work it, okay, or vice versa. If the EWM server is down, okay, but the ECC server we can work it. So later once the EWM server will be done, so then we can migrate the product, okay. But this is the one of the advantage in the decentralized. But what is the disadvantage? We need to migrate all this product, okay. So it is again the headache, okay. So it is not a manual process, of course. We'll be having the automated process and all, but still, yes, it is time consuming, right? So but what will happen in the embedded one, okay? In the embedded, as I told, both the server will be under the one system, okay, and no need for any sifting. Okay, so there is no need for any sifting, directly access like whatever the material master, like vendor, customer in the BP. So whatever you will be creating in the ECC, or it is called as S4 core, so that will be migrated to the EWM, so which will reduce a lot of work in the real time. Okay, so that is where, okay, this is you can tell taken, okay, in the market. So it's the best practice which is taken as an embedded one, okay. So here also in our class we are going with the S4HANA embedded, okay. So to be on a clear picture, so we are going with the embedded one server, okay. So then, just an overview of the inbound. So we have a inbound means unloading. As I told, the truck will come into your warehouse. Okay. Then it will do the unloading. Okay. So then once after the unloading, we what is this decon? Okay, deconsolidation means, now for example, the vendor. Okay, you have ordered some five product. Okay, so jeans, pants, so and so you have ordered. Okay, take two product only, jeans and pant. You have ordered that one. Now the vendor will not pack it separately. Okay, not like shirt separately and jeans separately. What he will do, he will pack together some 50-50 quantity and he will send to us. But in our warehouse, okay, so here if you see the storage type, so this is for the jeans and this is for the page. Okay, so this is for the jeans and this is for the shirt. Okay, so I need to segregate those products. So that is where this decon comes into the picture. So you can, no one will call deconsolidation. Okay, some organization will call it decon, some organization will call deco. Okay, so it will again depend as I told. But decon is nothing but segregating or separation of your material. Okay, in very simple language. Okay, so how to do that one? So we'll be seeing in the class. Okay, so we require something called as a work center. Okay, we require some configurations and all. Okay, so we'll be checking it in our real classes. Okay. Then what is the outbound process? So as I told, the truck will be coming into your warehouses. See here, if you see the door, then you need to pick the product. Okay, so then we need to pick it. Then we need to do the repacking. Okay, so if you have a quality inspection, then you'll be adding the quality, what the stickers has been done or no, or whether the packing has done or correctly or no. Okay, so you can have this inspection. Then you will send the product back into your truck. Okay, and the truck will take the product and move ahead. Okay, so what are the ECC and EWM? Okay, we'll have a look in our classes. Okay, so this is all about the demo class. As I told, if you have understood, it is well and good. Okay, so if you have not understood, also no worries. As I told, it's not everything that you should understand in the first beginning only, and it is not at all the first class also. Okay, this demo class is only you to make that how is my teaching and all, not with respect to the topic here. Okay, so all the topic perspective, okay, as I told in the first slide only, I'll be starting from the beginning. Okay, so don't worry about that one. So any questions with respect to any slides or anything? Okay, so before this one, anyone ask questions? I want to add one thing here. The classes will be starting from the Tuesday. Okay, so I believe that is 29th. Yes, okay, 29th of the August. Okay, the classes will be starting and the class timing are 6:45 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. morning IST. Okay, and you will be providing the all the recording session every day. Okay, and I'll be making some notes in the class. Okay, while teaching only I'll be preparing the notes here for your understanding, and for you guys it will be good. So I'll be uploading that also. Okay, so first thing is I'll be uploading all the sheet whatever the notes I'll be preparing. Second thing, every day you'll be getting the recording session. of everyday live sessions. For example, this demo class we are done. Similarly, we will be getting the in the drive. Okay, in the drive we will be getting for from your mail ID. Correct. Okay. See, job is, I want to be very clear here. I will be not providing any job, so any placement or anything, but I will be assisting to you. Okay. So now, for example, you'll get any JD or you'll be getting a call from here. So based on the JD, okay, I can tell you that what types of questions you'll be getting that and all the things. And your question is what type of job we can expect. Okay, it can be consultant. Okay, consultant or senior consultant based on your preparation. Okay, so just a day before yesterday, the Omkar was telling that. So he was having some 15 years of experience.